A-Level Biology 9700, Paper 4, Variant 2, May, June 2025. And this is the last question on this paper, that is question number 10. And question number 10 is the gray seal, Helicoris gibson, is an aquatic mammal that lives in the North Atlantic Ocean. It feeds on fish, which is hunts at depth of up to 70 meters. You can see the seal in the picture 10.1, which is gray seal. So diving to hunt for fish has an effect on the respiration of the gray seal. So this is the mammal. So definitely a study was carried out to measure the blood lactate concentration of a gray seal before, during, and after a dive in the deep sea. So the graph or figures 10.2 shows the results of this study. And here you can see the blood lactate concentration. It was normal, less than the 5. And then as it start diving, and then it is increased, and then it, you can say, after diving again it is becoming towards the declining or becoming towards the normal. So with reference to the 10.2, suggest reasons for the change in the blood lactate concentrations of the seal during the dive and after the dive. So during the dive it was increasing, and after the dive you can see, first of all, the during the dive, according to this 10.2, the blood lactate concentration remains relatively low and then stable. But while the sea is underwater, then when it start diving, the seal cannot breathe. Its muscles eventually run out of oxygen and switch to anaerobic respiration to produce energy, because there was low concentration of oxygen in the uh, deep water. So this process produces lactate or lactic acid as a byproduct. So to conserve oxygen for the brain and heart, the seal restrict blood flow to its skeletal muscles. And then you can see, the because the blood flow to the muscles is restricted, the lactate produced remains trapped in the muscle tissues and does not enter the general bloodstream. So why the blood lactate levels shown in the graph do not rise significantly until the dive ends. So then after the dive, immediately after the dive, there is a sharp rapid spike in the blood lactate followed by a gradual decline. So the once the seal surfaces and begins breathing again, the blood vessels in the muscle dilate. So this allows water to flow freely through the muscle again, flushing the accumulated lactate into the general circulation. So this causes the massive spike seen on the graph, and you can say peaking at 25. So the seal is now in oxygen depth. It must breathe rapidly to provide the oxygen needed to process the lactate. So lactate is removed. The gradual decrease in the concentration after the peak occurs, and lactate is being transported to the liver and then oxidized back into the pyruvate and used in aerobic respiration. So convert back into glucose or glycogen. So it was all about how the whole process which takes place when the seal dives. So I would like to write, first of all, the blood lactate concentration remains. So the blood concentration the blood lactate concentration remains low and stable. But while diving, the seal cannot breathe its muscles eventually run out of oxygen and respire anaerobically. Respire anaerobically to produce ATP. Lactate remain trapped in muscles. Immediately after the dive, there is a sharp rapid spike in blood lactate, followed by a gradual decline. The seal is now in oxygen depth. It must breathe rapidly to provide the oxygen. To provide the oxygen needed to process the lactate. Now, lactate is being transported to liver oxidized back to pyruvate or converted back to into glucose or glycogen. So it was all about question part A, question 10 part A. Now moving towards the next question. And next question is, some seal species are classified as endangered on the IUCN registered list of threatened species. Suggest ways in which seal species may be conserved. So we have to uh, discuss the some uh, methods for conservation. So the different efforts can be used to conserve them. First of all, uh, it can be a legal and habitat protection establishment, and then implement of fishing regulations and ban on hunting and trade and habitat restoration, and you can say the artificial interventions or reduce pollution or monitoring and direct interventions. For this purpose, now I would like to write these points on the given space. The first which I'm going to write is that is the create buffer zones or protected areas. Protected areas where human activities are restricted to minimize noise and physical disturbance. Establish and enforce laws that make it illegal to hunt. Safeguard the specific beaches or sea ice that seals fields rely on for birthing and raising their youngs. Then sport specialized centers that can treat injured sick or endangered seals. Before releasing them into the wild. Launch awareness campaigns to teach local communities. So it was all about question number 10. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.